Actually, one more thing with the conservative blogosphere that sort of crossed into liberal blogosphere that I thought was interesting. A number of liberal blogs caught notice of a growing meme on the right attacking Obama for being reliant on the teleprompter, and even suggesting that he's just not a very smart person, period. Washington Independent's David Weigel wrote, sort of flagged a conservative trend. Obama had made a joke where he thanked himself, making a joke about a glitch on a teleprompter at a St. Patrick's Day event, and he joked and said, first I'd like to say thank you to President Obama, joking that there was a teleprompter problem. And some conservatives ran with that and tried to call that a gaffe to show how reliant he was on it. James Fallows at The Atlantic was sort of incredulous at criticisms after the press conference and talked about the importance of using teleprompters to have very clear and strong presentations as president. Steve Bennett at the Washington Monthly says, if recent commentary on far-right blogs is any indication they've come up with a new one, they're convinced the president isn't very bright. Now, it's always been one of the few attacks the right would go out of its way to avoid. For one thing, they defended George W. Bush, despite his, shall we say, intellectual limitations. For another, I'd assume even diehard Republicans would grudgingly acknowledge Obama's intelligence, much the same way a liberal lawyer might reluctantly respect Justice John Roberts' intellect, even while disagreeing with him and everything. Apparently, though, that's not the case. Quite a few of the leading far-right bloggers have convinced themselves the president, all evidence to the contrary notwithstanding, is a dim bulb. Do you see this notion taking hold, and if it is taking hold, any expectation that it would actually become part of President Obama's reputation?
Well, it's an interesting thing. I've not written about this myself, but and there's actually now a blog, right? Isn't it like Barack Obama's teleprompter or something.com? And I've been invited to join several Barack Obama's teleprompter Facebook groups as well. I've not joined any of them yet. The one thing I would take a little bit of issue, I can't put my finger on what the message is, but I don't think the implication is that Obama's not smart. But maybe that he's very scripted. So I'm a little bit, maybe not 100% sure that that's what it is. But I do feel that this meme is catching on, and there's something about it. You know, it's hard to predict what's going to stick and what's not going to stick. And there's something about this that I think could become sort of a leitmotif, or something that goes forward. I can't quite put my finger on why this has resonated, but I do not believe it's that he's not. I don't think the implication is that he's not smart, but I haven't been able to really drill down on what does this say about him. But clearly, he is very tied to the teleprompter, more so than other presidents. Everybody uses a teleprompter when they give the State of the Union speech, but he apparently, even a very small crowd of like a dozen people or something, he would use a teleprompter too. So that's what strikes me as a little bit odd about it.
Well, as Fallows said, the whole Obama can't talk on his own concept is bizarre, given his performance through 2 years of stump speeches and debates during the campaign, let alone actually doing the primetime press conference where you're answering questions without a teleprompter. So it seems hard to create this image of a guy. I mean, not to mention all the town halls that he's been doing. It just seems very strange that you could possibly treat this guy as if he's a robot. And I wonder, because during the campaign there was a cadre of conservative bloggers that were out debunking conspiracy theories, debunking conservative conspiracy theories as a way to say to other conservatives, look, this is a bad path to go down. You want to beat this guy, beat him on reality. Don't beat him on completely cockamamie made-up stuff. Could this be one of those things that might feel good going down, a way to tell yourself that Obama is not what this media concoction, the way the liberal media makes him out to be, but it only stays within the conservative bubble and it doesn't get out to the wider public, and it makes it harder to communicate to the rest of the country what your own ideas are?
I mean, I think ridicule can be an effective political weapon. Sometimes it's for psychological warfare, even if it doesn't have sort of a message to the public. It can change the way politicians and their staff react to things. I think it's, I know that we're supposed to be speculating, but I think it's kind of early to tell. I think this is something we should keep an eye on. This may be the beginning of something that's going to catch on, John Edwards' hair. I mean, there's certain, even if they're stupid little things, sometimes they stick with people. And this may be one of those things, or maybe it's much ado about nothing, but I'm not sure either way at this point.
Shall we make an appointment to revisit in a month?
I think we should. Let's put that down on our on our schedule.
Okay.